As you know, with Friday with the Founders, this is your opportunity to connect directly with us here at Elify and really get your questions answered, talk about tips, tricks that can help the Elify Nation, the Elify community, collectively get together for celebrations if somebody's seeing success, and really work together to be all on the same page. We're very transparent over here. We do everything we do for the good of everybody else. That's our whole goal, is we want to help you be as successful as possible. Jay, good to see you. So as you guys are on this Friday with the Founders, this really is your opportunity to ask questions first and foremost. We want to make sure you have every question answered as it relates to Elify, the affiliate program, or Shuffle in the technology, and all of that type of stuff. So in this Zoom, there's a chat feature. You can go on ahead and start putting any questions you might have in that chat, or we're going to open it up for questions throughout this. You can use the reactions in the Zoom to raise your hand, and we'll sort of queue up people that way if we want to go through any of those types of things. The other thing, if you have a tip, a trick, something you want to celebrate, a big success, a milestone. Maybe you got your first Elify commission check. Maybe you made your first referral. Maybe you made your milestone of making $1,000 this month. Whatever that is, we want to celebrate with you and show everybody that that success is possible with learning the skills and applying those skills. So, like we kick off all Friday with the Founders, one of the things I want to kick off is this is an Elify affiliate event. So we want to talk about the affiliate program. This is really what this is all about, everybody, right? We joined this business to create another stream of passive residual income in our lives. We know that success is a matter of building multiple streams of income. And so we really want to maximize Elify's affiliate program. Full stop. Like, you are now a business owner. Welcome to the club. There are not a lot of people in this club, so taking that leap is something to be commended. And in order to run your business like a business, because that's what we are now, we're business owners, we want to understand how we get paid. And I think that's a very important thing. And we want to understand some of the attributes or components of what and how we get paid, so that we can maximize those. That's all businesses do, right? They create a system, they start operating that system. At the end of the day, the system produces revenue and profits. And that's our goal for you, is to open up another income stream for you. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go through the affiliate page of the website. We do this each and every week, and we do it for two main reasons. One, we want you to know how you're getting paid so you can maximize the results. And two, there is a leverage component as part of this affiliate program where you can actually earn an override on the people who are referring, who hear about this program through you. And we want you to maximize that leverage because it will maximize your commission. So I'm on the affiliate page of the website, elifyshuffle.com. You guys can go and visit this. This is a great marketing resource. If you're sharing information out with others, especially about making income online, this affiliate resource talks about our affiliate program specifically, and you can share a link that tracks directly to you. And that's the key of how simple affiliate marketing can be. In basic affiliate marketing, you're really just getting a link and you're sharing that link out to your audience. And obviously you want to be a bit sophisticated about that, right? You want to share it out to audience that you have access to that is interested in this technology. So one of those things that I think about is we are all creating this Shuffle story, our Shuffle experience. We're really trying to answer 4 questions, right? What is Shuffle? Okay, but short and concise. How did I learn about Shuffle? How do I use Shuffle? Like, what has it done for me, right? And then what can Shuffle do for them? That's a big thing. And when you start looking at what Shuffle can do for them, not what Shuffle is, but what it can do for them, the value it can bring, and you share your link with them, if they use your link to sign up for Shuffle, you're going to get credit for that sale. You're going to earn a commission. That's how simple it is. That's how simple affiliate marketing is. And it really, truly is a system that you can put into practice as a business with no startup cost, all of those awesome benefits. So as we scroll down on this page, let's talk about the payout structure, because that's really the core of any affiliate program. Direct referrals, okay? So you're going to earn 10%. Now, I get people who come to me all the time, and they're like, 10% on a referral, why am I not earning 90%? And you're going to learn about why in just a second here. And I always say the old adage, and I'll quote them in a little bit here, but on the direct referrals, you're going to earn 10%, okay? And you're going to earn 10%, but you're not going to just earn 10% one time. In fact, the first time you make that referral, you're going to earn your 10%, and we're going to give you a 40% bonus on top of it. So you're actually going to earn 50%, okay? 50% of that first referral, and then 10% a month residually for the life of that referral. And I think that residual component is something that can't be overstated. It's a component of any business practice that you want to create passive or residual income. You want to do the work once, you want to get paid over and over and over again. We have a monthly subscription, so every time your referral pays their monthly subscription fees, you're going to get paid a commission, okay? Now let's talk about the other major component in addition to a residual income on your direct referrals, and that's earning an override on your network referrals. So these are other people's referrals. They're going out there, they're making their referrals, they're an affiliate, they're a customer, they're using Shuffle and exposing Shuffle to other individuals as they're going out in their daily practice. And if they make a referral, somebody comes in through somebody in your referral network's card or link, that's going to be part of your referral network, and you're going to earn 8% on that. So 10% on your direct, 8% on your indirect. Literally that simple. And you're going to earn those residually. Now, the benefit of network referrals is this component called leverage. So if you're taking notes or explaining this or trying to understand this, leverage is this amazing component, okay? It's like the ability to have a fulcrum, right, and a lever and lift more than you could normally lift by yourself. That's leverage. And there's an old quote that I always talk about. It's that John Paul Getty quote, "I'd rather have 1% of the efforts of 100 men than 100% of my own efforts." And I like to take that quote a step further. I'd rather have 1% of the efforts of 1,000 people, because there's absolutely no way we as individuals can put in 1,000% effort. We're capped at 100%. We only have 24 hours in the day. So leverage in your business is an attribute that's very powerful. That's how businesses scale. They start small, they start to build a team, they start to grow that team, and they're leveraging those individuals to build their business. So you're going to earn 8% off of your network referrals. And again, this is residually. So what I love is the person who made the referral, they're going to earn their 10%. If it's their first referral, they're earning that 50%. And then I'm still going to get my 8% on it, and it's not going to impact or affect them. So in essence, I'm actually helping and supporting those individuals to start in on a business. Now, the last component that we have as part of the affiliate payout program is a bonus that you guys can earn. And this is a direct referral bonus milestone. And we had a lot of people, affiliates, who came to us and said, we love the program so much. We love residual payment. We love the leverage component, but we want more leverage. We understand how powerful leverage can be. We want to maximize leverage, but we want to have control of our ability to earn that leverage, to get paid for performance. So what we did is we create a direct referral bonus milestones in the program. And what that's going to allow you guys to have access to is if you directly go out and make 10 direct active referrals. So you've referred 10 people, they're actively using the system, that will unlock your 7th level, and you're going to earn 1% on that. If you go from 10 to 20 active direct referrals, so you are in direct control of your direct referrals, you're going to unlock an 8th level. If you get 30 active direct referrals, a 9th level, 40 active direct referrals, a 10th level. So if you want to maximize this entire program, if you want to maximize what you can earn and what you get paid out in this program, put your sights on 40, okay, as a number, 40 people. And we're going to talk about the solution, the technology, the breakdown as you interact with us, right? Not all on this call, but as you interact with us, you're going to pick up on that information. You're going to be able to share that information with other people. And as they make an informed decision to step forward and lean into Elify and Shuffle, you're going to get compensated on that residually. And you're going to have the ability to do that leverage and those bonuses. So what does that look like? I'm a visual learner. I think a lot of people on this call are, or somebody you know is. This is you. You are the Elify affiliate, okay? You make direct referrals, you're going to earn that 10% residually. Remember that 40% bonus on their first month, but 10% residually. As those people are using Shuffle, they're creating their Shuffle story, just like you've created yours, okay? And they're going to go out and start building and seeing the results of using Shuffle for themselves. And they're going to want to start sharing it with other people. In fact, every time they interact with people, they're leveraging Shuffle. So you're going to start to see network referrals come in from your direct referrals. You're going to earn 8% on all of those, even if they come in from 6 degrees of separation from you. So so-and-so told so-and-so, who told so-and-so, who told so-and-so. For a full 6 degrees of separation, 8%. And then obviously based on your direct referrals, you can unlock those direct referral bonuses. It's 1% on all of those. So the moral of today, right? Remember 3 numbers, 10%, 8%, and 1%, and you know the entire program. We don't have to get really confusing. It's very, very, very simple. And all our technology looks at is, did a sale just come in? Who referred that sale? And who overrides that sale? And then it just pays out the coins. It does it daily, okay? And you can cash out daily. So these are some of those attributes that you have at your disposal as part of being an Elify affiliate. This is why we think it's so critical that you understand what you have available to you, because if you're not maximizing the attributes that are built into the business that you own, you're missing out on a whole opportunity there that I know we all want to capitalize on. So I'm going to get off my soapbox, Guy. I know I've been preaching here as usual for the first about 15 minutes of our Friday with the Founders. I'm going to toss it over to you, and we'll get ready to start opening this up for any Q&A. Thank you, everybody, for letting me preach here for a second.
Great little overview. You know, it is extremely simple to be an affiliate with Shuffle. I think that's one thing that we've always wanted to work towards. I guess we can just jump into it on what's been happening over here. Day and night, ER is running on fumes. I'm running on fumes, but it is based on a lot of exciting things that we're working on. We are definitely a data-driven company. We're a customer-driven company. We understand adapt or die. And, you know, I think there's elements out there right now that you're starting to see maybe adjusting, maybe changing. Elify is going to have a whole revamp. We are revamping everything. We're excited about what's going to be our offerings. I think from the standpoint of being able to market exactly what you want to people, you can do that. You don't have to offer the whole solution. If people want a business card, you can give them a business card. If people want business cards and contacts, you can give them that. If they want business cards and marketing, you can give them that. They don't have to buy the whole thing a la carte. I think that's where it comes in, that all of us as users right now, you'll be grandfathered into everything that we do. But when you start utilizing and start talking to people about what Shuffle is, you're going to really find the value in everything, because if someone doesn't purchase the relationship aspect, then they're not going to have the contacts. They're just going to have the content. And there's some really big things that are happening that we're driving towards. You know, from the standpoint of adapt and die, think about you know, the Ice Age. If you didn't adapt, you didn't survive. I think same things happened in here. We got a message from Amazon Web Services: you guys need to adapt or it's going to die. So you're starting to see maybe things are a little bit slow right now, because we are migrating our servers to a different Amazon Web Service, because the one that it's on right now is going by the wayside. So they're basically saying, you guys have to move. So we're moving. What this is actually going to do is increase the speed immensely. Right now, it's a little bit slow because of configuring this, but it's going to increase immensely from the standpoint of our servers right now. When it calls your card, when you send your card, it brings everything. It's bringing the front end, the back end, all the data. With the new server, when you call your card or you send your card, all it's going to call is the front end. It's going to call the image. And then when people selecting, it's going to call each element. So it's going to really increase the speed. It should be hands-on from the standpoint, or real time. When I click, it's there. When I select, it's there. So those are things that we deal with on a daily basis that I think a lot of people sometimes don't know what's happening. And to be upfront with each and every one of you, that's what's happening a little bit right now with the speed. It will be adjusted. Our development team has given us verbal confirmation that we should start seeing adjustments within the day of speed. So I've tested that out, and speed has been coming. But I think if you spotlighted ER screen, you can start seeing some adjustments that are going to happen. There's going to be really, really big things that's really going to simplify the whole thing. Kathy's gotten to have an opportunity to set in and have a conversation a little bit on some of the elements. And I think a lot of what's driven is her Tuesday trainings and what has come back from a lot of you that attend her trainings. And it would be nice it would be simple if those types of things. We also have understood for years, we've been really good at making quick adjustments and trying to be all things to all people. And we know we're not going to do that just based at what the price point of Shuffle is. If we're all things to all people, you would expect to pay something that does that for you. Yeah. But that's not our forte. We are really we get this opportunity. I know there's a message going out there right now. Ernie Johnson was invited to Alabama by Nick Saban to talk to his team, and he really speaks to, I think it's a lot of what follows our network and our Elify family is we get an opportunity. We don't got to do things. I get an opportunity to provide solutions. I get an opportunity to figure out issues. I don't have to do that. It's that thing within each one of us that wants to help other people. And I think with what we're making adjustments towards, it really will help you as an affiliate. It will help users. It will simplify the whole thing. I think there's some real big aha moments when looking at the data of simplification. So I know I sort of diverged totally from what the affiliate conversation and Friday with the Founders was, but more of a, hey, here we are, we're an open book and changes are happening and we're excited about it. So ER, if you want to speak more towards it, or if people have questions, if they want to know a little bit more, we'll divulge as much as we can prior to saying, we've got some work ahead of us, but we're excited about this work.
Well, and as you know, a lot of information will be coming and will be announced at events and things like that. But obviously, if you're joining us on this Friday with the Founders, you get a sneak peek into a lot of what we're working on. So the good, the bad, and the ugly, as Guy talks about, when we're migrating over the servers and stuff like that, sometimes when you put a new engine in the car, you've got to tune the engine and get it running and dialed in. And that's what the guys are tuning right now. But Guy, you made a big point, and I want to call this out to everybody so it's very, very clear. We're a data-driven business. So when we think about that, guys, when you think about that, about 3 years ago, we launched a digital business card. Full stop. Here's a digital business card. You can have this card. We basically pioneered, in my opinion, the use of digital business cards with a mobile-first approach. And we were so excited. And as people came on, to Guy, your point, we wanted to be all things to all people. We wanted to let the field direct the build, as they say. And so we started adding in, somebody said, well, great, I want to know who views my digital card. Okay, let's add in some way to track our views. Okay, I want to know what they're clicking on. Okay, let's add that in. I need videos on my card, not just a card. Let's add, I need variety. I want to move stuff. We keep adding and adding and adding. And this is part of being a data-driven business. We start, it's like making a soup, putting stuff into the bowl and into the pot, and we're stirring it up and we're making it all work together, all for the benefit of the users. Why? Because as a data-driven business, we want to step back and see how people use the technology, what the feedback is, where friction is happening. And now we're at that point where we get to come back and look at all of that information and start taking that feedback and making that next iteration on stuff. Yes, there's iterations, those small things that happen, and then there's punctuated jumps that happen. And what I love is the last 3 years, if you've seen progress and advancement in Shuffle, it's true. It's been progress, incremental progress and advancement. But what we're talking right now is going to be a pivotal step forward in what Shuffle is. And that's based on all of that user feedback, on simplifying and making the design elegant, because you have to remember, when things iterate fast, the old saying, I think it was Mark Zuckerberg said this, right? We want to run fast and break things. Well, unfortunately, if you're running fast and breaking things, you got to put some things back together. But as you're running fast, you're learning things as well. And so we learned where friction is created in the technology and how to simplify that. Hey guys, we are doing X, Y, and Z, and it takes 3 clicks, but if we do it this way, it will take 1. Awesome. We want to revise and refine that. all for your guys' benefit, all for usability, simplicity, dependability, stability, all of that stuff that gets baked in. So what Guy and I have been working on that he alluded to in the background here is really what you guys have been telling us you want Shuffle to be. And you want it to be a Swiss Army knife for your business. We understand and hear that loud and clear. You are a business owner. You might have multiple businesses. You might have a lot of side hustles, be an entrepreneur, a small business owner. Maybe you're doing a direct sales company, but you need tools that help you perform and run your business like a business. You need business cards. You need sales tools like CRMs, right? You need marketing tools and collateral to get out there, and you need to be able to do it all on your mobile device. And that's what's so powerful here is we heard you loud and clear, but you don't want all of that in one solution for some big exorbitant price, right? We know solutions out there that have a quarter of what is in Shuffle and they're charging $100 a month. Our whole goal over here as servant leaders, price should never be the limitation for you being successful in your business. So we want to take Shuffle at $30 right now, and we want to modularize all of Shuffle. So if you keep the whole bundle, it's still $30, guys, no price change there. But if the person you're talking to as a promoter with Elify, whether you're a basic affiliate, maybe you feel like you're an influencer, who knows, if you feel like you're an ambassador of the Elify brand of Shuffle, you know, and you want to go out there and start sharing, we want to make it so simple for that person to say, I need a business card. Boom, you're going to get a business card. Full stop. You don't need anything more. We're not going to give you anything more. Here's your business card. Go out and share it and introduce yourself to people in a whole new way. Then if they say, well, I want to know who's opening my business card, because that's what we first heard that people wanted. You're going to be able to add on the ability to know who's looking at your business card. And you'll pay an extra cost for that. But if you don't need it, you don't pay for it. And so this is what I love about personalization in technology is each and every one of the users that we're introducing Shuffle to, they're going to get an opportunity to personalize the solution to their needs and allow that solution to grow with their needs. So if they don't need marketing to start, maybe they're out there posting flyers, doing the old analog model. Maybe they've got some paper business cards, you know what I mean? They can still use just CRM. That's how flexible this solution will be. And I think that's what we're excited about is as we move down this path, and trust me, Guy and I have been working diligently in the backgrounds. If I could turn my computer, there's a whole room of whiteboards. And you guys usually don't get to see my whiteboard so dirty. I tend to keep my office space, the place where I go and work, clean and tidy so I can focus. But we're focused on this stuff that's all around me right now. And I can't wait to sort of flush those things out and start sharing them with everybody, Guy. Like, you think I'm excited now? You think I've been excited as we've been growing Shuffle? I'm about to light on fire about how excited this new shift is going to be because it's going to make things so much easier, simple, more dependable, really for the benefit of everybody in the Elify Nation. And Guy, I know I've been, again, getting up on my soapbox, sharing some information, but this is what Friday with the Founders is all about. You get to sort of come into that room with Guy and I mean, you have to realize we work remotely here. For the last 20 years, I've worked basically remotely, and Guy and I have this opportunity to meet and work together every day from the comfort of our own homes, from anywhere, right? You're getting to be invited into that. This is what Guy and I talk about all the time. We're scoping this stuff out. We're working with development to streamline this. We're trying to fix that bug or this bug. We're going in and adding this feature, and that's what we're continually doing. And it's not just for our benefit because we love using the tools. It's because we want to make that stuff available to each and every one of you. Because when I'm on a Tuesday call with Kathy on the Q&A training that everybody should be on, I learned something new or some new way to leverage the technology or some target audience that I could share a way they can leverage it. So this is what this community is all about. This is what Friday with the Founders is about, and bringing you guys in and giving you some insight into this stuff. This is the plan, guys. Now, look, plans change sometimes. Sometimes it takes you longer to get from point A to point B. This is sort of the challenge of sharing information with you guys on the inside. I was always one of those people who was raised, you want to, show them better than what you told them type of thing, right? Prove it in what you do. So we want to make sure that when we're telling you information, it's accurate information to the best of our ability so that you can prepare for what's coming down the pike. So with that being said, Guy, I'm going to toss it back over to you or to anybody out there who has a question about some of the stuff that we just revealed here. or questions about that affiliate program on what you can get paid for by sharing what we just revealed here.
Right. I think one thing to add to this is for years, all I've talked about is simplicity. And I know when people keep saying easy, I always have a comment back saying there's no such thing as easy. There's no easy button. And I think this is the first time when we've sat down over these last few weeks and are starting to get things mocked up, wireframed, direction of where we're going. We have taken the simplicity of what Shuffle can do for business, and we, for the first time, I guess, probably going to say we've put an easy button on what Shuffle will be able to do. It's going to make Kathy's life easier from training standpoint. The whole thing from driving the design, the development, the engineering, to make it so intuitive that Kathy doesn't have to do Tuesday trainings unless people just want to go in and have a great conversation with her. It's always an awesome opportunity to be able to do that. But that is what we're working towards. That is what we're identifying. I think, Kathy, you may even see some of the things that we're talking from simplicity aspect that are aha type moments to really advance this solution. So I'm excited to be able to potentially put an easy stamp on things, and we're excited about that. So Tamara, I believe you had your hand up first, and then Stephanie will get to you. So if you want to unmute, you are up.
Okay, hello everyone. Quick question. I tuned in a little bit late, but are we saying that Shuffle is moving towards more towards like an a la carte type deal?
Yes.
Get it for this, and then you can unlock all these features with a price type deal?
Yes. However, what I want to talk about, and I mentioned it a second ago, and I want to drive clarity on it, it's not like, and you guys know the price of Shuffle right now. MSRP is $30. If you're an affiliate, you can promote it for $20. Some of you who are our early adopters have this grandfathered in at $10, okay? The way we're talking about this, we're not going to change that MSRP. It's not come in at 30 and then add on another 10, another 20, another 50. Yes, there are some components that you will be able to continue to add on. We're talking about breaking it down so that if you want to come in and just get a business card, you're just going to get a business card. And that way, if you don't want to, or maybe even have the resources to invest $30 into your business, instead you're at that $10 level. I'm an entrepreneur. I just started my first side hustle. I'm bootstrapping most everything. Look, I know it. I've been there. I've bootstrapped multiple businesses. You don't want to spend any money on anything you don't have to. So taking that in mind and really focusing on the success of entrepreneurs, we want to say, don't let price be a barrier to entry. What are the tools that you need? Here are all of the a la carte features that I know as somebody who is involved in Elify and Shuffle. You guys are the experts now. You're going to know and learn this stuff as you continue to be involved. Hey, you just need business card? I can get you just business card for this. Oh, you want to know who uses your business card? I can get you business card and who used it for this. You know what I mean? You need the whole kit and caboodle, the whole lot, soup to nuts. You can get it all for $30. So again, it's something that can be personalized for the individual who's going to be using it. And that's what's so exciting. The guy I think about it this way, as an entrepreneur, I'm waiting for the day my daughter can open a lemonade stand. Okay. The moment she opens her first lemonade stand, she is in business. I don't care if she earns a quarter the first day. That's how business works. I'm going to show her how you buy the lemons and the sugar, and we're going to make it. That's our cost, right? And then I'm going to show her how to market it, right? We're going to build some cards. People are going to scan QR codes. They're going to pay her on Venmo. It's going to be the future of lemonade stands. But it's all about learning the business. For her, she might just need a card. Okay, great. She can set up her lemonade stand for a card, and she's not paying $100 a month for software to build her business. That's how software works. The big guys come and spend millions of dollars to build it, and they're only the guys who get to use it. They keep it all at the top, and the top grows really big. And then some of that technology starts to come down, right? And it trickles down, matriculates down, and we gather some of it. And our goal here at Elify is to simplify and scale down the technology for the entrepreneur. That person who might be doing everything in their business, wearing every hat. Well, look at the rules that you run in your business or that your prospect runs in their business, and look at how we can simplify those rules. What, you're handing out paper business cards and flyers? Have you thought about adding digital marketing to your services? Everything from a business card to multiple pages to campaigns to a marketplace with tons of done-for-you content. Whatever you need, we've got it available. You just need a place to build a card. We've got that. You need a whole list of all these templates that we've got that. We've got you covered because in essence, we've got these a la carte features. So that's what like I get fired up for, because I've heard from a lot of people, oh, they just need a business card and they don't want to pay $30 for just a business card. And we understand that because they're getting a lot more than just a business card when they pay $30. Let's start to consider peeling this out and making it very easy for people to just fill up their shopping cart with the tools they need for their business and then get to work running their business, because that's the ultimate goal. Does that answer the question? Awesome. I love questions like this, everybody. I want somebody else to ask a question, because that more we're all on the same page, the more we're in alignment. You know what I mean? We are the tip of the spear on this thing, and we want to be all on the same page. So if you have a question about the technology, if you have a question about where we're going or where we've been, if you have a question about that affiliate program and how you're earning money, now is the time to ask it, either for your benefit or for the benefit of people on this call or the people who are going to replay this.
Stephanie, go ahead.
Stephanie, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, a couple questions. First of all, as you know, I love Shuffle. I love being a part of the Shuffle family. You guys are awesome. I did come in late also. So do you know when the speed is going to, I have 3 questions. When the speed is going to get better? Did you say that earlier? Did I miss it?
Yes. Yeah. This is why, guys, there's an old saying, right? I'm going to say 2 sayings because I'm a quote guy today. The early bird gets the worm, everybody. If you got a calendar or a watch, let's set it. You want to show up on calls on time. I only say that because I remember as a football player, if we showed up to practice, film, weightlifting, any of that type of stuff, and I know, Guy, you and I both have a few rings, there's a reason why they want you to show up on time, okay? I only say that because I know we can all get better. But with that being said, Stephanie, to answer your question, yes, right now we're doing a server migration. It's going over from the existing server infrastructure, which we've been operating on AWS, but AWS some subset for about 2 years now. They're migrating that over to a new one because Amazon is phasing that out and the new one is phasing in. That's been migrated over, but it has slowed things down. It's like doing an engine swap. So we are now in there with the mechanics fine-tuning the engine so that we can get it firing on all 12 cylinders.
So that'll take maybe a week or so, you think?
Depends. So right now, they're going to look at what is the biggest dials that we can do to drop down the speed it up the fastest, the soonest. And then there's going to be a law of diminishing returns in technology. So when we're on the calls with Dev, it's like, hey guys, we're working on this tuning and that should reduce the speed by 50%. And then we'll do this tuning and that'll add another 10%. And then this tuning and so it's going to start to get faster, faster, and faster. In fact, I've already started to see a little bit of speed improvements, and those will continue to progress. Stephanie, I would assume a week or so.
Okay, cool.
And from that aspect, Stephanie, when it's up to speed, we are told by Amazon, we're told by our development team that it's going to basically be instantaneous. It's going to be way faster than it has been.
That's awesome.
And I think if I can add, Guy, to that, something I heard, and I want to make sure, like if you're technical on this call or you're watching this and you're technical, it's not just migrating over the server and dialing that in. We're also optimizing. And this is part of that data-driven business model where you want to optimize and iterate on everything, is we're taking that data back and we're optimizing the way the cards are called. So when you share a card to somebody, Guy mentioned earlier, if you missed it, when you share a card to somebody, that card is pulling in all the data, even some data that might not be relevant yet on the card, like you have it deeper nested or it hasn't been called yet, and it would call that all up front encrypted. Now it's going to call elements of that as it's being pulled or viewed on the card, which will speed it up even faster. It's almost like, I don't know, opening up the whole 2-liter bottle and just pouring it down your throat versus taking little sips and getting through it. You know what I mean? It'd take you longer to chug it in a way than it would to slowly pour it out and drink it.
Or from an image load aspect, if you do a large image, it takes a while, but if you just do a thumbnail, it's really fast. So that's essentially what we're doing, is we're giving thumbnails of each thing that's being called. You do a thumbnail of the card, here's a card. You do a thumbnail of a link of the video. So it's going to be way faster for the recipients.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. And I do apologize for being late. I had every intention of being here on time, but my last appointment, they were late. So
you're good, Stephanie. I'm directing this at everybody just from the standpoint, no harm, no foul. And guys, this is the beauty of it. You're choosing to be here. Okay. Every one of us has chosen to be here. And I think this is critical. If you want to be successful at something, you want to be there. If you're not there, or if your why isn't strong enough, guys, like, you're not going to get there. That's one of those sort of rules. So I love it that you guys want to be here. And if you show up halfway through, I'm going to welcome you with open arms, guys. Don't worry about that. I just want to know, as one of those attributes of success that we want to drip out all the time, it's that. And I know we all know it, but sometimes it helps to be reminded by our peers of it. So no harm, no foul, Stephanie. We appreciate you for all you do.
For sure. Then one last question. Besides, the baby is so cute, Kathy. I can't stand it. But
I know.
Did you give us an ETA about when all these new changes are going to be happening?
Yeah, so right now in the background, it's all being scoped. The best way for Guy and I, and you know me, analogies, to go through this is 50,000 foot, 40,000 foot, 20, 30, 20, 10. We're going down that path right now. We're probably at about 10,000 foot view, starting at 50 or 100,000 feet. So we're about 80 to 90% of the way there on the scope. And then you've got lots of extra steps. Then you've got to go through design review. We might even include some of you guys in some of those designer wire reviews. Again, we want to get that feedback because we want to make sure this is available to everybody. So as much as I want to be the person who wishes I could close my eyes, snap my fingers, rub the lamp, whatever it is to get this stuff done and available to everybody, it truly is that process. So what we're going to do and what we're going to ask you guys to do is we're going to take Shuffle the way it is right now, okay? We're going to continue to optimize things that are going to be relevant to what we're working on with the new UI UX. And then we're going to be working on in parallel in the background, this new UI UX as we share it with some of our most engaged and informed, partners here. And then as that comes out, each of those steps, it'll go in for design, it'll go through the revision, the wireframing. Once all of that is dialed in, then it's a matter of connecting the front end with the back end and making sure it links up with the database and is super efficient and optimized, to Guy's point, where everything is running in real time. So that's the process that we're on right now. Development works in 2-week cycles for everybody who needs to know, or if somebody's asking, well, how long is it going to take? All of this is not going to be done in 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So what we do is we look at the list, we prioritize the list, we break it down into chunks. Tell me, guys, if this sounds familiar, because it's called Monday Sprint Planning, right? Here's everything I need to do. We break it down into sizable chunks. We say we can get this stuff done that's relevant. It's what's important now. We're going to get this done these 2 weeks. We're going to check it in 2 weeks. We're going to decide, did we get it all done? Did we get more than we thought we could done? Did we not get it all done? That's called retrospective. We do it every Friday, and you guys should do it for your own plans today. So that's the process. So it's going to be a 2-week chunk, 2-week chunk, 2-week chunk. At 40 or 50, at like 10,000 foot view right now, we're just at that point where we're sizing it out into the chunks. So I'll have more information next Friday about what is going to be the development timeline. But realistically, at 10,000 feet, we're looking at sometime the beginning of Q1 as a goal, or sometime in Q1 of next year.
Okay.
There are going to be attributes or components of this that already exist in Shuffle, and it'll get added a little bit into Shuffle as it exists now for a feature's sake. But you have to realize the shift is not in the features, additional features. It's in how those features are accessed and played with, making it simple for you to get to things and things to work for you a little bit more efficiently.
And to speak to that for just a second, you will see refinements happening within Shuffle. So what you'll have in your hands until this migration, I guess, before some of you got on, I talked, if you didn't adapt, you die. Kathy has even mentioned this. What do we do with everyone on the platform the way that it is right now? Well, the platform will adjust. We'll give you an opportunity to adjust. But when there's a date and it's a drop dead date of we're now on the new platform, That's why I think being involved, being on these calls, understanding this, because we're probably going to see people on Insiders or in the affiliate group on Facebook saying, what's going on?
Yep.
Be involved because there's changes happening, and being able to provide these are going to be some really cool things.
Well, Guy, to that point, and I want to think about your guys' role as affiliates within Elify, okay? You're not just here to share out a link. You are also a conduit of information to your customers. And that's a way that, you know, there's stuff on the board that we'll be covering. Some of it's going to be covered in October, but there's a way that after you have a customer, the work starts, it doesn't end. And a lot of our businesses, we need to think of it that way, right? I made the sale, now I have to provide the service, I have to keep the customer, I have to make the customer happy. The same thing here, we want to give you information because you all have referrals. Some of your referrals have even turned into affiliates. You are the conduit to share information like this with those individuals. So if you've joined us on a live call, if you've gotten involved in this business and you've learned new information that you are excited about, okay, it is on you to turn around and share that information out, okay? Any way that you see fit to share that information out. Give somebody a phone call. Hey guys, I just got done with Friday with the Founders. I know you're not on that call yet, but you need to get on it because here's what I just heard. Here's the replay, you know, it could be as simple as that, but you want to create that awareness because to Guy's point, you don't want your customers and your team of affiliates that you get that network override on to wake up one day, open up their shuffle and it's changed and they're unaware of why that happened because they never heard about it. And they never heard about it because maybe they aren't engaged with us, but they're also not engaged or you're not engaged with them. And part of the whole relationship aspect of what these tools do is for us to be engaged with the people that we work with, right? To really interact with them, to set those follow-ups, to take those notes, to have that sort of follow-up loop. If they're in Elify business with you, if they're an affiliate with you, man, now you have a business partner that you can work with. I think that that's critical for anybody on this call. The reason why we have leverage as part of this business is so that you are not in this business alone. In fact, the reason you're on this call right now, you're not in this business alone. You're in it with me. I am your friend. I am your partner. We're going to work together to make you be successful. The same thing, even though you're doing this independently on your own, you're part of that collective. But meaning you got to keep your team members in check. You got to call them out. You got to work together. That's the whole key. So I just want to let that out to everybody. If you hear something good, share it, share it, share it. You'll never get in trouble for sharing. I promise you. Other questions? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yes,
I was just going to lower your hand. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, you might not be ready for this,
Yep.
but I would like to know, Shuffle does like a lot of stuff. It's no secret. What is the a la carte? Do we have like a list of things? Okay, you mentioned business card. You mentioned tracking. You mentioned CRM. Are those three separate things that's part of the a la carte? Or
So
do we have a list of stuff?
I do. And in fact, I sort of let the cat out of the bag. If you're savvy enough and you've zoomed in, most of that's outlined on the screen behind me up to about 10 or 20,000 feet. And that's probably good. I don't want to.
I was trying to read it. I really
We're going to start sharing it out. But here's the deal. Thank you for that question because you're absolutely right. And what I love is when Guy says we want to make this intuitive, when you already know most of the answers to the questions you're asking, we know that we're hitting our goal of making this intuitive. So it's going to be a la carte to that type of capability. Things like a business card. That is one item, okay? I'm going to talk about areas instead of all the a la carte items. And I'm really looking at 4 areas, okay? Because you guys are already aware of them. They already exist within Shuffle to some degree, and they're all sort of meshed together. Those 4 areas, you've got your business card, okay? You've got your CRM or what you use for sales, guys, relationship, that's sales. And you've got your marketing. And then you've got a component that Kathy's been playing with, and that's that NFC card, right? What I'm going to go out and I'm going to tap on people and do that type of stuff. So within those 4 categories, know that there may be other little a la carte items that they can add to, but those are sort of the cylinders that those things are going to fall into. So you've got your marketing, you've got your sales or CRM, you've got your business card, and you've got sort of the extra tap NFC card.
Okay, so So you got those 4 categories, and then it'll be subcategories under each one that they can buy.
And you have to think about it in terms of this. Do you need one NFC card, or maybe you might need multiple NFC cards? Well, we don't want to sell everybody multiple NFC cards if you only need one, but we don't want to limit you to just one. So we have to have that flexibility. So that's an example of how one category might have multiple offerings. It's the same card, but maybe I need one, maybe I need 2, maybe I need 5 type of thing. We want to be able to have a path that suits that client, okay? It's not going to be so granular that it's overwhelming. It's designed to be just enough a la carte where there's steps up the rung as you advance in your business.
It's like if it would go with like the digital card right now. Do you need one card, or do you need 10, or do you need 20, or do you need 30?
Yep.
So it's those type of step ups.
Right. So what you're saying is with the pricing, okay, let's just stick with $30.
Mm-hmm.
It won't be $30 plus what it would be like, okay, you just need business card. Okay, that category is going to be $10, but you need extra business card, $2 per. Okay.
Now you're tracking along. Exactly. And this is that whole goal. We want to make it intuitive. Most of the time, what you assume, pretty close to what we're talking about. We just need to close this much gap instead of this much gap. And that's going to make it easier for us to talk to our customers about this stuff. You just need business card. Here's what it's going to be. Heck, I can open up the whole catalog and I can say a la carte, this, and this, and throw it in the shopping cart. And this is what your total is going to be each month. And they know right up before they even get started, oh, okay, that sounds good. Let's get started. Or, ooh, that's a little more than I was thinking. Well, then what on this list of shopping cart items don't you need? Let's go through priorities here. Because at the end of the day, everybody needs something. If they're in business and they're not leveraging technology, they're at the biggest disadvantage of the 21st century, okay? That's like using a stone wheel and rubbing sticks together for fire. We're not sending smoke signals as marketing messages to our clients. We're leveraging technology. And I think that's the key to all of this is if you aren't leveraging technology in your business, Shuffle can help you start to implement technology today, and you can start small and let it grow with you if that's what your needs are. That's the whole goal, everybody.
And from a price point, we had mentioned $30. $30 is going to be everything. So we'll still have that $30 price point, but you can then piece things together. I think the only thing that would be outside of that price would be the NFC cards.
Yep.
And that would just be a one-time purchase, one-time payment for that.
Yep. And like our system, if you need more cards, there's a little bit of an extra fee, stuff like that, but everything's bundled in, you know.
And marketplace will be separate too, right?
Right.
No.
On that full thing,
On that whole thing, marketplace. And one thing if you can zoom in and see, here's another, I guess, little thing coming out is you don't see the word Shuffle on there. You see Elify. And I think that was one thing we had talked about. You had asked me questions. What is Elify? What is Shuffle?
We're trying to flush out all of that.
Elify's ecosystem. We're providing an Elify sales ecosystem.
Oh, so Shuffle's going away. It's going to be Elify.
There's a question mark on this. We don't know. As I said, we're 10,000 foot view right now, flushing everything out. So we're going to throw that idea out here and see what the feedback is. This is one of those things where, guys, what do you think? Type of thing. We're at a pivotal moment right now where we're going to shift over to not one solution, but a bunch of modules. Are we calling a single module Shuffle? Maybe just the CRM is called Shuffle. You know what I mean? It might not exist at all, but we want to try and eliminate confusion to our potential customers. So you guys as affiliates, we're throwing that out there in the comments on here or on social. Please throw those out. Let us know what your ideas and thoughts are, because that's what we want to have the conversation about.
I like both. Oh, sorry. Okay, so thinking forward.
Yep.
Kind of use the lingo of both, Elify, Shuffle.
Yep.
I mean,
and I like to think about less of the branding, guys, right? This is about your brand, and this is about their brand, and this is about the solution. So I like to start to think in terms of the modules. Business cards, like think about Kleenex, right? Business cards, CRM, or relationship management, or sales, marketing, those types of things, NFC. These are things that people are hearing about in the marketplace right now, and they're looking for somebody who provides that service. So if we give it some obscure name, and this is, other things you're going to see, things like QR decks that might be like, well, what is that? We want to make them more intuitive, logical. And when I see it, it's like, I know that might be my deck, or my directory, or whatever it is that it ends up being labeled as when it comes back from design. Because I'm sure when we're working with the designers to accelerate the new user interface, they might throw out a few different terms that might be more intuitive. And we'll say, okay, let's throw that back out to everybody on Friday's call, and let's hear what the feedback is on that. Yeah, thank you, Kathy, for posting that. If you have suggestions, again, let's get those collected. Don't put them in this chat right now. Once this call is over, I want to take it and I want it to be something we can use. Send it to support@Elify if you have a suggestion for things like that. Also, in the social groups, if you're part of the Insiders group on Facebook, feel free to throw it in the chat right there as well. We want this to be a collaborative dialogue with everybody because this is our collective solution.
Stephanie, go ahead. Oh, you need to unmute.
I think you answered my question. So NFC cards, because it'll be something that can be part of it, but when you're not going just to the NFC cards, right?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not
good.
at all. It's just an extra component
Okay, good.
that
Yeah.
is added on. And this is something that, again, guys, the way we interact and we share information with people, whether that's online or offline, creates an experience. So when you interact with somebody, you want that experience to be awesome. And I don't know what it is, and maybe Kathy can give us some insight to this, but there's this magical experience that gets created when you've got some type of card, right, that you can pull out that's physical, because a lot of what we do is digital and we really try to stay in the digital realm. But this extra thing we can add on that's physical, that when you tap it to their thing, it creates an experience. And you can see Kathy doing it right now with our stuff and it just popping it up. And that person who doesn't have the ability to do that or create that experience for their potential customers going, wow, how do I do that? And that's really what we want to have. It starts or opens the conversation. Is it a requirement to add an NFC card to what you do? Absolutely not. But having it is another tool that you can say, hey, you know what? I'm at an event and I don't have time to click on and in my application, I need to share my card even faster. Tap, 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 tap. I can't tell you, when I go to an event, like people sort of circle around me. I can't figure out why yet, but they do. And we start talking and I'm talking to everybody and then they all want to connect with me. And we're trying to make it that happen faster. So I want to be whoop, boop, 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 boop. And now we're all have started that process of connecting and we've created an experience.
And so another thing being on here, you're gonna, if you look at my screen real fast, I'm gonna give you the design of what our tap card is gonna be. ER, I know his is gold, Kathy's is white, but ours is going to be a gray graphite with black, basically embossed Elify logo, and it's going to have a QR code on it as well. The QR will be initially used to activate, but it will also locate and go directly to whatever link shuffle card you want to put on that card. That's going to be something that you're not limited to by using our cards. It doesn't have to be an Elify link. It can be a link to anything. So making sure that we all know that. And to be a NFC Tap by Elify user, you don't have to be a Shuffle user, an Elify user. You guys can sell these. You can purchase them in bundles, and you'll be able to have someone hand you a $20 bill, a $30, whatever you're going to sell them at. That's going to give you the ability to potentially sell them off as well. So, all right, Dana, you've been waiting. Go ahead.
Well, it was basically about the NFC card. Like you were saying, you just hit on it as far as buying them in bundles. What would be the reason for buying them in bundles? And due to the fact you got Elify on the card, what would be the reason? What would be the difference of me buying it, somebody buying it from me or buying it from another company?
Yep. No, both good questions, Danon. Look, I would love the framework to be more open so you could really use any NFC card. However, one of the things we focus on is simplicity. If you've been on with us long enough, you may recall a time when proximity marketing was big. And we were able to step into the marketplace, provide a technology, one of those marketing beacons, make it available to people. And we had the capability for people to program a third-party beacon on our network or a Elify beacon. And the benefit of having that Elify beacon is it streamlined the programming process. So that's one of the things that we're working on is how do we streamline it, meaning it actually is part of the application itself. So I don't have to go over to another app and then over to another app and to another app to program my card. I did in Shuffle and I'm programming that card. And same thing with the third-party card. So Danon, to answer the question, it's just going to be a convenience thing. If you already have an NFC card and all of that, we're going to work to make sure that that can be programmed. But first and foremost, it's going to be very easy and convenient to program the NFCs that we're working with. Now, the second part of your question, why bulk? A few different things. Kathy, you and I have had some conversations where there might be a scenario where I have one card, but I'm putting that card in multiple places. We've talked about people who've had those tabletop things with QR codes to scan. You could use these NFC cards the same way. You put your card up, and then somebody's at the table tapping the card or the fishbowl tapping the card. Maybe you're going to multiple events, you have a team, or you run a business and you have multiple people, you're going to send them out with multiple cards. So you may have a need where you have multiple campaigns and you want to have those cards out in different locations. Maybe people who are working door to door. I own a landscape business, a painting business, and I want to go meet people at their door and I want to tap some information to them, but I have a crew and I want to give everybody in my crew a card. There are so many different reasons to have those multiple cards for an individual business. The second reason, okay, you are a service provider now. So what Guy was talking about, he says, look, I've got this great card. Let me share my information with you. Boop, he shares his information. That person goes, oh my gosh, this is cool. How do I get mine? And Guy turns around and goes, I can create you one. In fact, I'll do it for X, Y, and Z. Again, it's your business. You name your price for your service and your time. You create the card for them, and then you hand it to them. Here you go. It could probably be reprogrammed with any other NFC reader writer, but you can get them shuffled because they might want to put a business card on that NFC, or they might want to have a campaign, or they might want to have it tied into who's clicking on the stuff on the NFC. So you can see how it starts to bring in all of those elements of that ecosystem. So multiple cards have multiple reasons depending on its individual business need, or that you might be providing that service where you're just out making cards for people. You may need 20 cards. So you don't want them to order and wait for their card. You want to have it in your pocket so you can program it for them and provide your service to them immediately. I hope that makes sense, Danon.
Yes.
Okay. Any follow-up questions? Then James, go ahead. I'll lower your hand. Thanks for joining us today. Appreciate.
Hey guys, a couple questions, please. I've got, so I was at a show this week and I was doing my QR code for my day job. And we were in a hall that didn't have good reception. So they would scan it and it would sit there and take forever to try to get my card to load. So will the tap cards be just instantly, or does it actually have to go through internet access as well? That's question number one.
Like any website, guys, this is going to be the limitation. Shuffle operates in the cloud. It has its pros and its cons. And James, you just highlighted the biggest negative of technology. If you do not have a good connection, I don't know if that's 3G, 4G, 5G, Wi-Fi, cable plug-in, doesn't matter. You need to have some connection. And so that's really one of those things. What we want to look at, James, is what is something that we can do on the offline side of it so that when they do get to the connection, it can open it back up. We're exploring that right now. However, I don't have a good, accurate answer for what the remedy to it is, and it's probably the same issue that every other technology company is fighting right now. You and I are on Facebook and we go to message each other at the same event. Most likely we're going to encounter the same block. So there is a level of technology standard that we just can't overcome, and all technology players are going to be fighting to overcome that. If we find a solution, we'll make it available, meaning if they maybe have the Shuffle app and you have the Shuffle app and you guys exchange, something might be able to be done even if you're offline. The example I like to use, James, and the scenario we want to strategize for is I'm on a plane, okay? I know things are opening back up. I'm on a plane and I'm sitting in the center seat. This is how I sit in the center seat, real close together. And I got somebody over here and somebody over here, and we're talking about life, business, where we're going, what we're doing, going home, going there, doing all that stuff. And we have a great conversation and they're like, hey, let's continue this. I want to be able to connect with them, make that connection, and be able to carry that connection off the plane. That's a goal. I don't know how to solve that. Those are the problems that we work towards to solve. So once we have the solution, James, you guys are going to be the first to know because it's going to be a game changer. But in the meantime, we're going to, that speed stuff, the bandwidth stuff that we were talking about with the server improvements, that's going to help it operate on lower and lower and lower levels of connection. Ideally, you want this thing to be able to work on 3G if you're backdating far enough, maybe 4G. 3G is pretty old, you know? So I hope that answers that, James.
Yes. Other question, comment. So when we do the ambassador program and say we find a corporation that wants to do this with a tap card, are you guys going to find or have a resource that they can maybe engrave one side that's actually branded with their company, and you can still have Elify on one side, but still have an actual business card looking on the other side?
This is an awesome question, James. Like, look, we're all about trying to create an amazing client experience. There are a lot of vendors out there. We're working with a great one right now. We will check with them to see what types of availability we have for customization. I believe one of the limiting factors is going to be minimum order requirements. That would be the first thing I could think of. So my expectation, which again, expectation versus reality as we're going down this path right now, we've got the first stuff that's branded Elify. As we go through, if we had an organization, a corporation that wanted to do a branding package and they could meet those minimum volume requirements for their employees, then we could easily go down that path and look at that type of branding. But I first and foremost, I assume the first threshold is going to be what is the minimum quantity. Otherwise, we could potentially work with maybe a third-party vendor that might do lower quantities if it's not with our vendor.
Yeah, is it engravable or is it plastic?
Kathy, it's plastic, isn't it? The one you have. The one I have is actually wood, bamboo, and then I've seen metal. I've seen some of these other things. Obviously, as you guys know from our standpoint over here at Elify, I would love to offer gold tap cards, but the expectation is the average person's probably in the plastic budget to start. So there might be some other things as we open up and expand on this where you could have these higher end cards engraved, embossed, but that's all going to be a vendor type of thing. We're not necessarily in the hardware business, everybody. Let's remember that. We're in the technology business, so we'll make it look cool. No more questions, everybody? Last chance. We're about at the top of the hour here. You're going to get me rolling on the housekeeping items that we do to wind this Friday with the Founders down. Any chance, last questions? Kevin, are you unmuted there? Okay.
Let's wrap it up.
Well, guys, with that being said, I want to do a few housekeeping items. Why? Because it's all part of being in this business. Take a look at the week at a glance. We do it every Monday, our sprint planning after Sunday when you've will-filled and re-skilled on yourself. You're going to come into sprint planning. We did that on Monday. Hopefully you joined us. Takes about 15 minutes of your day, but it's to get you on the right track, kick off your week and create a plan so you can execute that plan. Why? So that after our Friday with the Founders, you can retro, did you hit everything you expected on your plan, guys? After sprint planning, again, 15 minutes Mondays, 15 minutes on Mondays. You got to carve that out and start inviting your team to do the same thing. Tuesdays, if you're going to miss something, miss sprint planning. We all know how to plan. And if you're not doing it, then you need to be in that call. But you can't miss Tuesdays with Kathy. Shuffle Q&A. We're going to keep it. I saw some comments in here. Don't let the Tuesdays go away. What we're going to be talking about is what's going to change. I think I saw a comment, maybe it was from Kathy on there. We're going to be able to talk about how to use a button. I'm sorry, what you can do with a button, not how to use a button, if that makes sense. We're going to talk about uses and strategies and tips and tricks and things that are really going to help us elevate our business versus like, here's how you drag and drop a button, because it's going to be more IKEA. I know, looking at this stuff, how this thing goes together. On Wednesdays, business training. We talked about it last week. You got to learn how to use the technology. That happens on Tuesday. If you're new to business, if you're new to entrepreneurship, if you're still in the rat race of the 9 to 5 and doing the employee thing, there are things that you learn in the school of hard knocks, in academia, that are related to business, that are related to what it takes to be successful in business. That happens on the business training call. Edge Global, Michael Ray and Edwin Britt, come on, give a lot of information to everybody to apply in your business, guys. These are nationally renowned trainers. Start joining those if you're not joining those. Thursday, we don't have anything going on. I'm going to potentially be kicking something off, what I call office hours on Thursday, but I'll be talking about that later on. And then Friday with the founders. You guys just went through it. 1 hour of your time every Friday. Learn a little bit about what Elify is doing, our affiliate program, what we have and what we're working on in the background, and how you can be a part of it. So if you want to join the Elify Nation or invite others to join, that leads us into Saturday. We do a discovery call. You can invite your people to come in, learn from Michael Ray and Edwin what Shuffle is, what Elify is, and really let them do some of the heavy lifting for you. So guys, that's week at a glance. You can click on some of these items to open up when the time slots are. I know Q&A on Tuesdays adjust time to accommodate different schedules. So see if there's a Tuesday that works for you. And then on all of these things, there's typically a replay. If you miss something, watch the replay. If you join something and you like it, share the replay. It's all about sharing information and collectively working together. That's how we make everybody successful and everybody wins. So with that being said, everybody, thank you so much for joining us on Friday with the Founders. I want to close in this one last thing. That's that Steve Jobs thing, right? Oh, one more thing, guys. And it's about October 1st and 2nd. It's about Dallas. It's about being in Dallas. I'm so excited to be in Dallas on the 1st and the 2nd, because not what I get to share with everybody. And I've got a lot of information up here that I want to share with you guys, a ton. And it's not just Shuffle how-to information. It's information about how Guy and I, for the last decade, have been able to live a life by design. Okay? You're going to get to see and hear some of that. But what I'm excited about for October 1st and 2nd is what I'm going to learn. Because I go to these events and I read these books and I pour into myself on a daily basis. And then what I learn, I try to apply. So I'm pumped, because I've never been to an event with Michael Ray and Edwin. Kathy, I know you've been to those events and you can't speak highly enough about what you learned. I've learned a lot from those guys just watching them 1 hour on Wednesdays. But what is it going to be like when I've got 2 full days to get poured into? And not just by them, but by Guy, by myself, by Kathy, by other leaders within the Elify Nation that really want to pour into you success tips and tricks and practices that are going to help you level up. And that's really what that's about. So this is me, sort of promoting the event. If you haven't joined or signed up or gotten your tickets, guys, the event From Success to Significance, October 1st and 2nd in Dallas. The second thing I'm excited about, Dallas State Fair, everybody. I cannot wait. I know it's a little extra perk, but this is part of being in business for myself. I get to sort of mix business and pleasure, and you guys can do that too. So it's 1st and 2nd in Dallas. We've got the ticket card for registration posted. Make sure you go out and reserve. The space is limited. We've opened it up to the general audience as well. There's VIP tickets, general admission. Get your tickets. Invite somebody to get it. If you can, buy a ticket for somebody, invite them to join you. And then the hotel information is in there as well. We're verifying the block. We will know at the end of today all about that, and then we will update you on all of this stuff as we move forward in solidifying the October event, the agenda, the speakers, everything. I'm excited to see what Kathy's going to cover, because I know it's not just going to be Shuffle stuff, okay? Kathy's a master connector, guys. If you haven't learned that thus far, it's not about how magical she is on Shuffle and using Shuffle. It's that she knows how it benefits her and it can benefit other people when they use it to connect and network together. And that value alone is going to be worth its weight in gold when you realize how much word of mouth advertising helps your business and how connecting with your customers and prospects and doing all that is going to benefit you. So 1st and 2nd October, mark those calendars. We will see you there. And I will see everybody on the Discover call tomorrow. Thank you, everybody.
Take care.